This whole area where there's no paint, and especially right here is the worst, where it's sort of ground away, and you can almost see a little bit of where it's wearing the most right there as it goes back and forth. It pivots on this. Hey, I found a mosquito already.
So, I brought the sprays. It's pouring rain outside once again, so I guess the mosquitoes came in here. So it is about, it's a 1/4 inch. Okay, yeah, put it on the lip. Yeah, check the lips. Okay, so there we have 2, 3, 10. So it's about 25 thousandths. It's about 25 thousandths worn out or worn down, which is enough to make it rock and be terrible. So I'm thinking about what the best way is to do this.
And the reason the reason that's important is because when you look at this pulley right here, you see that this edge is like knife sharp, because on the other side of this plate, this pulley has to be very close. And you could see where it's been wearing into the metal on this side and grinding against this pulley. And you would imagine that would create a bunch of heat, friction, and just general poor operation. And we had problems with, that's the pump that we had problems with. So we definitely we want to get that fixed. Now, one of the things is we're going to make a repair up here. This hole got all wallered out. So fixing that is going to help a little bit. Today we asked the expert
how to fix this.
What do we do to make this better?
Well, we can cut that out and put it. I have a piece of 1/4 inch stock. We could cut that out and weld a piece in there and then grind it down flat. Probably 30 good ways to fix it, but
I agree.
That's the one I'm thinking of first.
Wouldn't it make more sense just to weld?
Oh, just make some weld passes across it?
Yeah.
Sure, that's another way. Just make weld passes across here or across this way, and then grind it down flat. You just got to get it flat. Yeah, you could. Sure, that might be easier.
What about brazing? Do you think brazing's going to hold up in that situation?
I think to braze that, you're going to have to get it really hot and flow brass in on there, and I think there's a chance to warp the whole thing, and it won't be as strong. So I think your idea of putting passes on there
isn't so bad.
And machining it down, it'd be nice to machine it down, but we don't have a mill or anything to do that. So you could do it with a...
I can do a nice job with a grinder.
Grinder, yeah.
Yeah, because it's not a precision tolerance, it's just...
Yeah, you got to get it flat enough it doesn't, the thing that rides on there doesn't rot.
And actually, that spot could be a little bit high, and it would be better than if it was low.
I suppose, as long as crooked doesn't make a difference. Okay, so what we need to do is set that thing up in the vise, and I'll get the welder ready.
In the vise?
Or somewhere where it's flat, where I don't want to weld here.
Well, no, but I can't get it in a vise.
Really? Oh, I guess that thing's pretty big and heavy. I don't know. We'll put it on a table or something over here on top of the anvil. I don't know.
Okay, yeah, I can get it up on top of the anvil, I think.
Doesn't matter. Just get it in a good position to weld.
I think we can clamp it on the angle, or on the anvil, so let's do that.
This is all walled out, and it's also deeper. So do you want that built up, or do you want it...
It doesn't need built up. I just need to pick a bolt for you to weld so that it won't fall out of that hole or move around.
So you need a stud sticking up out of there?
Yeah, and I've got one to do that with.
Okay, so we'll do that second, because we're gonna have to flip this over or something. So right now, this area right here, it's all worn out. We're gonna put some buildup on it. To do that, I'm gonna preheat it some, because that's a big thick thing, and I think that'll help us.
Okay. So it doesn't need to be like the strongest weld you've ever done.
Just make it a whole lot easier to weld if it's preheated. You know what was wrong there is I was running oxygen through it to clean the tip. And so it was... I'd use a bigger tip, but the only other big tip I have is a cutting torch, and that's too big. So I need to buy some tips. I was at the local welding store, and they wanted some crazy amount of money for them. So I'll probably order them online. In the meantime, this just needs to be warmed up. Doesn't need to be red, just needs to be warmed up.
You can really see that edge when you're putting the heat on it there.
Oh, that, yeah, where it wore.
Yeah. That low spot's enough for it to wobble and really not work good. Tolerances are off.
The tolerances will be, the clearances will be good enough.
These machines are only good for a couple of thousand hours. That's what the manufacturer says.
Oh.
This one's well beyond that.
This is a skid steer, by the way.
It's a Case 1918B. This is the carriage for the motor and the hydraulic assembly.
A big time thunder outside.
There he is. See, this hydraulic here is mirrored over there. This is the pivot point. You can see where it could slide. And this is the area that's worn out on this side. And then it has a slot here. And that's what we're trying to fix on that side. This side, the tolerance is greater because the pulley is offset further from the body than it is on that side over there.
Oh boy. That's enough? You want to go one more?
Come more to me.
Okay.
Do start at the top and do another row down.
Okay. Yeah, I understand. Okay. I would bet if we let that cool, we grind that off flat, you'll have a nice surface. You agree?
That's built up awfully thick.
I'm sorry.
That's all you, well, you did what you can. Well, that'll keep it from, I'll keep it a little high. That'll keep it from being a problem. Thank you.
Then we got to do that one.
Oh yeah, then we got to get that hole.
But maybe we should grind this off first. Of course, that's going to be really hot right now.
Yeah, maybe we should work on it while it's hot. Strike the iron while it's hot.
I don't want to flip it over while it's hot. Because this thing, we'll be grabbing it everywhere.
I'm going to start bringing this down.
I don't think that's grinding very fast, but okay.
It's going okay.
Okay. Yeah, that thing's in the way. Oh. Backwards.
Yep. I need a left-handed smoke shifter. I'm not a professional weld inspector, but I play one on TV, and I hereby fail this weld on account of excessive porosity.
Hey. Try my 80 grit thing.
Always unplug your equipment, especially if you're... Oh, this one has a thing. Your other grinder doesn't have one of these little trigger things.
Yeah, it broke.
That's a dangerous little bastard. It rolls over and kicks on. It'll skid across the floor.
It takes you up across the floor and winds the cord up. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, take your arm off.
And they make that little wrench, but I'm not strong enough, so I welded a handle on it.
That is a lovely, lovely handle. What is that, an old screwdriver? Or what would you...
It was some kind of a pick that was useless, so I cut the pick off and I welded it on there.
Do you want to do some grinding?
Not really, but I will if you want.
I mean, for your channel.
Oh, so we each have grinding on our channel?
I mean, just so you can, so you have continuity of your video. You can show that you welded it and then show it.
Then I had to grind the weld back off. Never grind welds.
Why not?
But this is a buildup. It's meant to be ground off. So, yeah. Okay, see what happens here.
It's aggressive. It's interesting. It feels really different.
My experience of those things is they're really aggressive. Next thing best to have in a mill.
it cuts.
Yeah, it cuts. What was it you were saying about porosity?
I need something that's not as aggressive as this because I want to put a little bit of polish on it. I don't want it to be rubbing.
Oh, it's
like
not. It's still
file.
too. It's still too big.
No, I want it hot.
Oh yeah, okay.
The
one I think that's a 36. There's some like
I see. There's a
60s and 80s and stuff over there. I think 120. I don't know.
You think I can go straight from 36 to 120?
You can do whatever you want, but it's 120 is not going to take much off.
I don't want to take any off anymore.
Okay.
I just want to polish it a little better. 120 grit.
Okay.
And we're going to try and polish this up so it's not.
You good with that?
It's probably because it's new, but that's still very aggressive. That doesn't feel like a 120 grit anything.
To me, 120 doesn't seem like a polish, but...
Well, no.
But at that speed, it won't be too bad. It's going to change from a 120 to a used 120 that might be more...
less.
More polished-like.
Yeah.
Because I would never consider 120 as polished.
Well, compared to using 36.
Yeah, compared to 36 grit, I guess.
I got to get it down from...
Well, next time we're at, you know, the store that has, is that thing the right direction? Yes, it is.
Sure is.
Okay. Yeah, because it goes one way for one kind and another kind. It's, we'll get some that are finer. I wish they made like a 1 grit.
1 grit.
So I could really tear at something.
That's just a rock.
A rock, one rock, yeah, it'd be out of... You have to have 2.
I smashed my knuckle against that.
Okay,
angle.
I think I'm looking at this, seeing where there's definitely wear right there. If you want, I think it'd be a good idea. I could run 1 bead down through there, and then grind it off.
The reason I don't need that, right, is because this, once I fix this problem here, it's not going to rock in this direction.
Okay.
But it's still going to try and rock in that direction if that isn't fixed. So
okay.
I feel like this is way better than it was.
Okay.
Way better. Okay. So we clamped that in with a pair of ice grips or channel locks or whatever, and a squeeze clamp. And then we checked it. It's square enough for what we're doing. And what that's going to need to do is there's going to be a plate riding along there with washers and whatever to keep this from lifting. It's not supposed to have this slot. Let's say it again. It's not supposed to have this slot. It's been wallowed out. It wasn't done this way the first time. Don't start welding yet. I don't have a mask.
I'm looking to see.
But I have a mosquito. Okay.
You didn't spray yourself.
I'm good. I got him.
Okay, so I'm going to try to do this without raising it up above the edge and without welding the vice grips.
Well, as soon as you tack it, I can take the vice grips off.
I understand that.
But I don't want a big buildup of metal along here.
That. Yeah, because then it's going to be a lot of Dremel time.
Well, do you need me to Dremel a groove?
No, I'm fine.
I can put an edge there so you can get down in there. Because
I'm good.
I want the strength.
But when we flip it over, we'll finish it. Right?
Yeah.
When we flip it over, we'll finish it. All this is doing is going to hold it so you can take all this clamps and stuff off, right?
Okay.
Okay, so
I'm
ready when you are.
All right, let me get my welding accessories here. Okay.
Oh, ready?
We're ready.
You video through the hood?
Yeah.
There's a little bit above, but you'll have to grind it. Okay.
Oh, I'll grind it.
Let's get it out of there. Get all your clamps and everything out of there.
Okay.
Okay. Flipped it over, tack welded a bolt in there. Tim's going to cut it off. Leave a little bit sticking up, so it's not just flush. Oh yeah, get the right. Yeah, you need a zip cut, not a
zippy cutty.
Not a flapper wheel.
Them suckers.
Yeah, that's a good one. Don't make it flush. Make it up a little bit.
Why do you want it up?
So some of it's in shear, not just across the bottom. That's good right there. We'll live with that.
Do you want me to use a Dremel tool and make a little bit
of
more of a groove?
just we're good. Weld too much without gloves and get sunburned.
You need me to turn the...
I don't think that's going anywhere. If you had a plate we could put there, a little plate, we could make that really strong. I don't want you just getting scrap.
I don't want to make it too strong, because then if you ever need to replace it.
Yeah, okay, well that's not going anywhere.
Alright. Fixed. Well, Mr. Del Campo, a solid day's work.
Soaking wet shirt, because the humidity in here is about like 99%.
Well, it's been raining all day.
It's raining. But at least it's dry in here.
Alright.
Kind of dry. Okay.
Excellent job.
What do you think?
I think it's going to work.
Me too.